Morning. It is the 30th of March 2015 and this is likely to be our last report wearing our hard hats because within a month we reckon everything will be finished and we won't need our protective gear anymore. These lovely things here, Barney's been painting, and these are the things that are going to go in the turnstiles, and behind us these pieces of red wood are all around the stadium. You'll be able to see them in a minute when we pan round, and they're making the A-frames, and this colour red, this is the paint colour 3020. So Barney's been doing all this painting here today, as have lots of different volunteers. So if we just go around here, we're just going to pan round and show you the east stand, which is almost finished, and we're going to go up there in a minute and show you the update. As you can see, steadfast as ever, Graham is tending to the pitch. So here we are in the beautiful red stand in the east, and Ken and Ted behind me, they're just finishing off the work in the corner there, as you can see. It's just a small gap now, it's nearly done. And if you just pan round, you'll be able to see the view from the top there. And as people might know already, people have come, volunteers from FC have come 3 weekends now on the run. This weekend the game was cancelled because it was raining a lot in Ashton, and people have scraped and scraped, it's soul destroying work, but got the mastic off from in between all these bits of concrete, which has saved the club a lot of money. The view from the east stand, and I think this is a pretty good place to stand. I can't decide whether to go here or here once we're actually playing. Either of them is pretty good. And behind me at that end you've got Carl and his crew, who are the team from Liverpool who've been building the east stand, so thanks to them. This has got to be one of the best examples of recycling you've ever seen. This is the northeast corner and lots of groundwork going on here. As you can see, it's dead busy, and I think the path's being put back where it used to be down there and joining up with the new bit of path. And these look like curbing stones, so this is the bit when it gets sunk into the ground. Over there you can see what's underneath the drain. I never knew it was all like that when it gets filled round. And then over here, this is a massive pile of mud. However, it used to be a lot more massive because there's been lorries shifting all this mud off site today, so in big amounts. So it looks like lots of the groundwork is getting finished off. Well, what a difference a bit of tarmac makes. It's a bit like when you're hoovering and you just hoover up and the whole house looks different. Now this tarmac's down, it really does start to look finished. It's right the way up to here, right the way up to the main gate. There's like fence posts with nice little red bits on the top, and the boardwalk is looking really, really good. There's just a tiny bit left before it's finished. Well, we just come across this by accident. We were just walking past and we found Tony, who was sorting out all the things in the beer cellar. So these things are the cask ales here, and these are the kegs with all sorts of different beers in. And what happens is, I never knew it was like this. What happens is there's some gas there, some CO2 and some mixed gas, and that goes along a tube to there, and then that line connects to the keg, and then the beer comes out of there into a tube here, and all the different beers are in separate tubes there in this big long thing that's called a python, of all things. So the python then comes in here, this cools the beer down, and then it comes back up here, up that big tube, the python again, into the bar. And this big thing on the wall is the cooler, which keeps this beer cellar at 12 degrees, which is really important for the beer, particularly the cask ales. So here we are above the beer cellar, and Tony's just shown us around the bar area. So the python that came up the wall comes out here, and then it runs all the way along underneath there to there, and then all the way along here, and at each point where you've got these beer things, the lines come up here and the beer comes out the top, which is just like magic, but it's not magic. There's a lot of mechanics gone into that to get it sorted. So the bar, solid oak, curved, really, really nice. It's still a work in progress. There's lots of shelving that's going to go in all around here, but I mean, it looks pretty good already to me. Lovely lights as well. Here we are in the kitchens, which I think has been funded by the crowdfunder money. I'm just going to give you a little brief tour around. I'm not an expert on kitchens by any means, as I'm not an expert on much. This is the freezers. Then when we go around here, we've got the 6 hobs, another hob. Then this is a multifunctional cooker where you can cook big amounts of something in there, like curries or stews or whatever. The fryers, and then this thing is a combi oven, I think, a rationale, which you can cook all sorts of things in there, which is fantastic. Then we've got our hot areas to keep the hot plates hot, serve hot, fridge. We're just going to go and have a look at the lift when it arrives. Looks very nice. Oh, wow. This has got to be the poshest lift in non-league football. Look at this. Beautiful. Let's see if it works.
Doors open.
And it works as well. So this is the bit at the front of the main entrance here, and we just thought we'd bring you here to have a look at these beautiful daffodils. The diggers were here yesterday cleaning out all the rubbish from in between the daffodils and all through that hedge, so it looks absolutely gorgeous. Well, that's it for March's report, March 2015, and as you can see, it's tantalisingly close to being finished. The work that's going around all around the ground and the stadium is the finishing touches, let's put it like that. So we're hoping that this will be our last report in the hard hats and the steel toe cap boots, because we won't need them next time. So whether you've been watching us from the rest of Manchester, Britain, China, or a cafe in Marbella, we'd like to say thank you for watching the updates, and we hope it's been good and useful for you. And next time, finish stadium. Keep your fingers crossed.